Alright, welcome to episode 1 of Frog School. So in this series, I'm going to be taking various frog decks and explaining them and then playing them on the ladder. It's very simple. It's very similar to some of the other videos on the channel, but this whole series is going to focus on obviously the frog archetype. And I figure with this one, we can start with the most basic frog deck, which is basically Frog Monarchs. This is actually a winning deck list from Icarus89 last year. So this was August 4th, 2024, EWCQ 8. This tournament was 154 players, so very similar to the sizing of the recent Midwest Edison Clash, which I believe was 157 players. So here's his deck list, and while Edison necessarily doesn't have like a new ban list or new cards added to the pool, some things can still become outdated. What I will say is that I will be playing the deck list exactly as it was played when he won, so I'm not going to change anything, at least for episode 1, but I think in episode 2, I'm going to try to update it for 2025. There's a couple things that I have thoughts about, but I'm just going to play it in this exact iteration that he played it in. I do think this deck is fantastic, and I did actually top last year in an online event with a version of this deck. I took out the 3 water arts and I replaced them with like Mirror Force Torrential and Trap Dust Shoot. But I think I played literally the exact same main deck. We'll have to just check on that. And then I always play my own side deck because a lot of the side deck cards here I don't actually really like. Anyways, so yeah, this is the deck. Now, Frog Monarchs, conceptually, right, is very simple because you just, you get Treeborn in the graveyard, and then you have 3, 6, 9, you have 10 total tribute monsters here. You want to just obviously spam these monsters until your opponent loses the game. This guy is usually used to close out games because that's when resources are low, towards the later end of a game, and Lion Darkness Dragon coming down is really obnoxious. As opposed to when your opponent has their full 6 cards. Summoning this is not ideal because it's very easy to out, and sometimes it can put you in a bad spot if you summon this too early because it does destroy your whole field. If you don't have anything in the graveyard except Treeborn Frog, it's not that great. I think you want something like Substitute in the graveyard at least to convert off of it to make it make more sense. We also have Dustalos. So what I like about Light Darkness Dragon and Dustalos is that these cards force your opponent to play the game. One of the problems that frog decks outside of Hero Frogs tend to have, well, add Forks to this list as well. Forks doesn't have this problem either, what I'm about to say. But one of the problems that frog decks tend to have, at least back when they were built like this, is that people won't play the game against you because they don't want to get monarched. So they literally will just pass their turn, and you don't have much pressure because this deck doesn't play like Death Frog. It doesn't really have anything to do. Monarchs eat cards on the field, and so Dustalos and Lad, if you just pass, you can get caught by these cards, which do a shit ton of damage, and they also drain card advantage, at least this guy does, which I really like. Also, Icarus is playing this RMC Hunter card, so this guy is insane in my opinion. I like this card a lot. It says, after damage calc, if this card battles an effect monster, negate the effects of that monster, including in the graveyard. You must control a number of face-up water monsters who activate and resolve this effect. And then it says if this card would be destroyed, you can destroy one face-up level 3 or lower water monster you control instead. So let me explain. Basically, if he battles with a monster and you control, like, let's say Treeborn Frog or Dupe Frog, he will negate that monster's effect even if he loses the battle. For example, if for whatever reason this scenario came up where somebody has an Archelair Christia or a Vanity's Fiend on the field, and you have a Dupe Frog, or just let's say you have a full Dupe block. You have a Dupe block and you have a Vanity's Fiend or Christia. You can summon RMC Hunter, attack the Vanity's Fiend or Christia, and even though he won't be able to beat over them, he will negate their effect permanently. He also negates things like value that he beats in battle. So if your opponent sets a value and you attack with this over the value can never activate again. Same thing with Treeborn Frog. If he battles a Treeborn Frog and beats in a battle, the Treeborn Frog can never activate again. So this is actually like kind of crazy because in a way he has a Monarch-like effect. So like Kaiasing someone is very similar to that. Like if you attack a Goblin Zombie, for example, right? Goblin Zombie won't activate. That is very big. So he actually negates graveyard effects and he negates effects on the field. This card is so deceptively like pretty good, but you do need Treeborn access or Dupe Frog access, which is why I think Icarus is playing the full 3 copies of Dupe Frog here. And then he also is playing triple water art. This card's amazing. We already know recently Marcus played this in Hero Frogs and got top 16, I believe, at an RBET. So this card is not new to Edison. People have been playing this card for years, and it goes up and down in popularity all the time. But this is a build that literally utilizes the full 3 copies of it, and it plays a lot of water monsters to supplement it. Now for support cards, we have triple Soul Exchange, triple Econ. So this deck is playing 4 copies of Brain Control, which essentially means that you will be stealing a lot. So if your opponent commits to the field they are going to lose their field. This is really good against like Greffer, Armwang fields, and things like that. Soul Exchange is good against face down monsters. So I would say that this deck has a pretty decent value matchup in general. Like it's very good against Machina, Vayu, any Hamster Echo Caius deck. This deck is really good against, because even if they were to get the hamster flip effect off to set Raikou, you can easily just reversal them with Econ or Soul Exchange, take their monster, then tribute it for a Monarch and get rid of the Raikou. This entire engine is just really good against Hamster Echo Caius decks, Vayu being the best one of them. And I think that's everything I really want to say about the main deck. I guess one more thing. So My Body's a Shield is replacing MST. I think the reason for this is that MST, while it is good, it cuts off Whirlwind for one. My Body is relevant because Torrential is really good against Frog decks. It's one of the main cards that Frog decks tend to care about in terms of back row. And this can guarantee that if you have it, Torrential doesn't affect you, neither does Mirror Force, so you can have like multiple Monarchs in attack mode and just keep going. And if your opponent has multiple back row, MST has a chance to hit the Torrential or the Mirror Force, but it's not guaranteed. This guarantee will hit them, and I think he just sides this if he plays against like a Blackwing deck or GBs or any of those types of decks. Also, this deck against GBs, very scary matchup for it for sure, but I think Triple Soul Exchange does help somewhat. But this is definitely a deck that GBs will want to play against, I would say. And in terms of other things, so the side deck, triple Vanity's Fiend, double Kaiku, like all of these cards, Cyber Dragon, if machine decks are popular. Transmigration Prophecy, I never liked this card. I don't really have too many positive things to say about it. I honestly prefer Crow over it. I understand why somebody would play Transmigration Prophecy, like it seems good. I just never had it be good in my experience. It puts back 2 cards, so like it can put back a Vayu and a Plague Spreader, or it can target a Necro Garden and something else, and in a way it's like double DD Crow or whatever, but it doesn't usually play out like that. And because it's a trap, you have to set it, which can conflict with Treeborn Frogs, and then you're kind of forced to activate it. Yeah, I don't really like Transmigration Prophecy. And Super Poly, I used to play this card back when Hero Beat was actually a deck. No one plays that deck anymore, it seems. So this card just absolutely destroys like any kind of deck that is focused on the hero engine. And those decks, now there's like been a replacement, right? So there's no Hero Beat, but there's like Machina Hero now, and a Quick Draw Machina Hero, and all these other decks that are playing like Heroes and Machina or whatever, which this could be good against. So I'm not actually mad at this, because if you play Gaia, which this is not, if you play Gaia, you can actually Super Poly like a Machina, Fortress, and a Stratos or something. That's one of the changes that's going to have to be made when I do update this deck list, is if you're going to play Super Poly, you have to play Gaia. I'm not even sure if we'll play Super Poly, but if you do, Gaia definitely makes sense for this extra deck. And you don't really need all of these synchros here as much. Like some of these can definitely be cut for a Gaia if you're going to be playing this, but I'm going to end that rant. I think I just want to hop on ladder and show this deck off. And again, in this series, I'm going to be kind of explaining my mindset for like some of the things that I do. So let's see how this goes. Now my account is fresh, so we're not expecting to get the greatest of opponents here. All right, we rolled a 6. All right, let's roll again. All right. Okay. So hopefully we get someone who is at least a little bit competent enough. Okay, this hand is very straightforward. So if I didn't draw the Streamer Frog, I was obviously going to set Dupe Frog and set the Water Art. And I love having this and this together, because if you didn't know, Armed Sea Hunter can actually save himself by getting rid of the Dupe Frog if he were to be destroyed. I think that the Dupe Frog actually activates when you do that. So. Alright, let's do this. Hopefully it's not GBs. Oh. Okay, this is terrifying. So I'm going to write down this hand. Whitestone. I think this is Hydro Pump's deck. Card Trooper. Instant. Trade-in. Future. Yeah, Star Goblin. Okay. Well, we're obviously getting rid of Future Fusion. So this is one of the cool things about Water Art, is that Water Art actually completely gets rid of the card. Like, it can get rid of anything, which is nice. If I had Trap Dust Sheet, I could not get rid of that Future Fusion. So, and I know his whole hand. So he has Whitestone, Card Trooper, Instant Fusion, Trade-in. Yep. We knew this was going to happen. I don't know what he upstarted for, Upstart kind of, you know, gets around, it somewhat gets around cards like Trap Dash Shoot and Water Art and stuff like that. But they're going to do this so that they can synchro, make a 5, and then they can play the trade in. So their hand's going to change a lot. Yep. So still have Card Trooper. Yep, trade in. All right. So this is gonna just be a simple Ryza, it looks like. Yeah. Not much to see here. Get rid of this. Oh. I did not expect that at all. Okay. Well, that's a pass turn. Hopefully they don't play Quackimero Drago. I was not expecting to get Solemn Judgment it. So that's one of the cards they drew off of Upstart and Trade In. I need to draw a Monarch here. There are still 5 left. Sure. Okay, that is actually a pretty decent draw. Because at the very least, that thins my deck out by a lot. So I think I'm going to go full dupe block here, by the way. I have to, actually. This says after damage calc, and this says at the start of damage step. So this would just kill this guy. All right. Yeah. I'm not touching that face down monster, by the way. I don't know what that is, but it can stay right where it's at. Yeah, we're gonna thin this deck out a lot because we need to draw. We really need to draw like Monarch here. So we actually play 3 dupe frogs. So yeah, I mean, sure. So we could potentially triple dupe block them unless this is a face down Raikou. I don't know this deck list obviously because this is not like, they're not playing some standard deck list right now. They're playing Solemn Judgment. This is not the Hydro Pump deck, I don't think. Okay. There is a Monarch. It's not the one that we want, but it is a Monarch. I cannot clear this. So I kind of want to summon this guy and attack this. All right. So yeah, it just negated that Card Trooper. Very good value right there. All right. This is, unless they play DDV, this is a pretty good setup for me. And I can summon this Dupe Frog next turn to make it even harder to break. So if they don't break it this turn, then this is actually going to be really good, I think. Okay, we can actually just go for game. So yeah, let's just go for game. And as you can see, this is, to me, the sequencing is very simple. Like, you just summon the monster that makes sense. You get 1 summon per turn, and you just summon the monster that makes sense in each scenario. Okay. All right. Our opponent did not want to continue. I'm gonna check this, and I'll do one more duel. I want to try to get like a full set in. I think that they were a little frustrated with how annoying it is to get dupe blocked, and I also stole their best card. So I took all the fun away from our opponent, and then I just had fun because I enjoy dupe blocking people. It is one of my favorite pastimes, but my opponent clearly does not agree. Oh, I guess I should talk about this. So if you're wondering why I never used the battle faders, honestly, I didn't really see a need to use the battle faders. The only fear that I would have is if I get Quackimero Dragoed at some point, but they don't have setup for that. And without this card, like I got rid of this, without this card, the Drago thing is very unlikely. So yeah, I just wasn't too concerned about using Battle Fader. I'd rather save these if I need, like if I really feel like I need them. But I wouldn't be mad once we drew the second one. I would not be mad if you Battle Fader this attack. I would not be like, I don't think it's a misplay if you Battle Fader is what I'm saying. Like you can absolutely Battle Fader it, and I think it's fine. This guy is so randomly good. Like nothing else negates Card Trooper like that. And you're dead. And this is why they were checking their graveyard. They wanted to see if they could pot an Avarice. All right. So, yeah, let's try this again. But yeah, I actually think Icarus's deck is really good. I genuinely think that if you're gonna play a very basic Frog deck, like if you just want to play Frog Monarchs, it is very simple to play this version of the deck, in my opinion. And then we can graduate to like Hero Frogs and Dream Frogs and Junk Frogs, and the last hurdle, you know, graduation will be Frog OTK, right? Like that is the pinnacle of Frog decks. But okay, we're going second. Our hand is interesting. Our hand is very susceptible to getting destroyed. Like we can get non-gamed very easily. So one of my problems with non-hero frog or frog OTK frog decks is that they rely on substitute and swap frog or treatment frog more than like hero frogs does, because hero frogs has the hero engine, which is really good. Stratos is just like +1 by just summoning it, and then Stratos also happens to search a monster that lets you tribute. Whether you play the malicious build, you can get malicious and you can set a discard trap, or if you play the or if you play Infernal Prodigy, that also searches out a way for you to tribute. Also, our opponent's hand is nice. Foolish Debris, set up Stardust. Okay, that was a decent draw. So what does this card say? When your opponent activates a card with effect that will destroy one or more monsters. Okay, so that's not what we got going on here. I think we just have to set this and pass. Sorry, moving too fast. Okay. Yeah. This is why I always do thumbs up, usually like when I enter main phase, if their deck could... Okay. So we have Lila, Brain Control, Raiko. Yeah, so Lila, Brain, Raiko. Let's get rid of the Lone Fire. Now, they could summon the Lila and crack me for 42, which is really bad for me, because... Esteban, thanks for the sub. Really bad for me because I'm down a little bit. Oh, did he put it back? It's discarded. Where is it? Where is it? I don't think they shuffled either. Okay. Anyway, yeah. All right, so that should be the Raiko. If we had a Monarch right here, I would be able to ruin them. I would be able to ruin them really bad because Econ is really good against Stardust. It's just Brain Control with Freeborn access. I think I just go Sea Hunter, attack the face down Raiko and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we negated that. So they have Lila and they have Brain Control. Those cards don't really do anything by themselves. He can summon Lila, attack this, then Stardust attack this. And I'm in the same position where I just need to draw a Monarch. If I set Econ, I can prevent Lila from popping. Or I can prevent Lila from beating over my guy. Stardust in defense. I'm gonna trust my deck to draw a tribute summon. It doesn't matter what tribute summon right now either. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just take 700. I was going to get rid of Treeborn Frog to protect it, but that doesn't make sense because then I would take more damage. So I'm in a good spot right now because they have two 2500s. So this is kind of ideal that he drew this off the top. You can't brain control this randomly. All right, we're going to go Econ, Tribute, take. All right, so here I think we can heavy. I don't see us using this on anything else. Sure. This guy's 25, so I'm going to crash those two, and I think I could just set, honestly, I think I could just set the dupe frog here. Yeah, I'm not going to summon the RMC Hunter out. All right, and that's how you deal with a Stardust Dragon. Not very good against Monarchs, obviously, although I did randomly have heavy, so it was like not completely dead. You're going to take some damage. Yep. What deck is this? Is this Amaryllis? Double Titanial. That's looking like Amaryllis. I did not realize this whole time that this was Amaryllis. Lag. This build, this deck, is not so great against Amaryllis because we target a lot. Soul Exchange, Econs, all that shit. Oh. I was about to say, you have to click end turn. Okay. Standby, main. I think we just simply... I kind of want to get rid of all of their cards. Is that crazy? All right. I'm just going to get rid of everything. I'm just doing it. If we end up taking big damage because of that, I will accept, but this is what I think I genuinely would do, especially knowing the matchup. I don't want them to like tribute for Amaryllis. I don't want them to tribute for Titanial, even though if they had Titanial last turn, they would have done it. They play Lightning Vortex. This might be that build that plays triple of it, which means I kind of want to set this, but I'm not setting this for obvious reasons. I'm playing frogs. You don't really want to set like my body as a shield unless you have extremely good belief that the opponent actually has something to trigger this. Otherwise, this card is going to sit there and rot. So yeah. Oh, I will say this. My body as a shield is good against Titanial though. So if I'm Monarch, like I can target something with a Monarch and then see what they do. And if they activate Titanial's effect, I can my body as a shield her. So that is something in this matchup that I do like. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I think we're cooked. That mill. Okay, wait, we're not cooked because our opponent is going to play into this guy. Oh my god. That was such a good draw. Oh man. All right. Yeah, that was a really good draw. I mean, Lad would also have been really good, but I really like that draw. Okay. So we want to use RMC Hunter to beat over that thing. So yeah, that Amaryllis will never activate again. It cannot come out the graveyard. It just completely cuts this card off. All right. And let's go set this and pass. I'm just gonna do this on the draw phase so there's no confusion. Let's just do this immediately. Okay, so they have brain control plus plague. I think I have to get rid of the DDR because the third Titanial is, I don't have an out to it right now. So yeah, I'll let them brain plague me, I guess. That morphing jar is also problematic, but they can't really get that. They can't really get that down. Plague, brain, morphing jar. I think they just drew that plague twitters on me, but yeah, they can take this. They can make a level 6. I will get a search if they beat over my dupe frog. So they can make like Goyo Guardian, take my dupe frog. Yeah, I'm in a bad spot. Okay. But at least this makes them commit cards. Because if I draw a Monarch here, then I immediately start cooking them. So they have to, in my opinion, they have to like brain and go in right here. Yep. Imagine they just go for fucking... Oh my god, I was thinking it. They're really doing it. Wow, they're going to pitch that Morphing Jar to deal 2300. This also plays so bad, Nagors. Alright, so our opponent is definitely not too great, but we are in a spot where we need to like desperately draw a playable card. Not too desperate, because we do have all right, that actually does help. That actually does help, because I can do this. All right, then they just accept. Sure. All right, we're gonna put in some sweepers, and I think we're gonna take out... I don't think this card is particularly great in this matchup. I think because these cards target, I want to just like lower their count. This is supposed to be good. I'm debating on what else, because I don't want to touch any of these cards really. Unifrog is maybe a little sus, and the third dupe frog is also something that I'm considering changing out the third dupe frog for like a Vanity's Fiend. Raigeki Break is okay, MST is okay, I might need MST, just really a sketchy situation. I'm going second. I'm going to side out a lad, because this is already like a little hard to get on the field, and probably especially hard to get on the field against Amaryllis. Honestly, these probably are just better off being Vanity's Fiends. Yeah, let's go this route. But yeah, this is not a great matchup. If we sided like Dark Dust Spirit to cover any Titanial type of deck, whether that be Gigavice or Amaryllis, or if we sided Lightning Vortex, I would feel a little bit more confident. And I think that's one of the things that, to update this list to like modern Edison standards, 2025 standards, you probably do want to have some kind of sweeper card, like a Lightning Vortex or a Dark Dust Spirit. This is definitely a deck for Dark Dust Spirit, for sure. Our hand is ass, but we get one more draw. Yep. It's funny that they type lag for everything. It's like you don't actually have to do that. Like I also play on Dueling Book. All right, what we got? The hand is not very good. I really don't want to set an RMC Hunter just cause this doesn't do anything. So I think that, do I even set this? Like, I think I just pass. I don't think there's, yeah, this is fine. I don't think there's a reason to play a single card here. And this is immediately really bad for me because so many tokens. Okay. I see a line. I see a line. So we're going to go Heavy Storm. I'm going to special swap by discarding RMC Hunter, send Treeborn, and then I'm going to normal RMC Hunter and beat over the Dandelion so it does not activate. This guy is being ridiculous. All right. So they take 15. I am going to, I guess I should set this. This card is so cheeks. Now, in terms of bouncing, I could bounce the RMC Hunter back to my hand. And what does that do for me? Not much. I'm going to set this. This card doesn't really do anything. It's only good if like very specific conditions are met, like here we go. And this is not even good. This is actually not even good. Target that and target. So I put back my Heavy Storm and I'm putting back their Dandelion. Yep. Sure, we took 1,000. All right, we can start doing stuff now, I think. Oh, this is bad. The Miracle Fertilizer actually was not used. So Transmigration Prophecy is even more of a brick than I thought. Oh, this is horrible, actually. All right, well, we're just taking 28. All right, I'm just not siding Transmigration Prophecy anymore. I tried to give it an honest shot, but at least you guys got to see the card is fucking terrible. It does not help, honestly, at all. And this is like kind of a deck that you would think it would have some merit, but no. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, we just have to fake Monarch them again. All right, at least this time the Miracle Fertilizer will go. All right. All right, well, we don't die. All right, we do die. This is gonna be Amaryllis, yep. Man, this deck is so not suited for this. Okay. Let's see. I don't have the life points to like deal with this. Okay, plays that I could do. I could set Torrential, and then if they summon, obviously I Torrential. If they don't summon Aegis attack, on the next turn I can summon Swap Frog Bounce and then Torrential. I also think here I want to go summon, declare, send a Treeborn to the grave, that then my deck out, because you should be doing that. If this deck plays Salvage, I would have sent a Substitute right there since we already have Treeborn access. But I don't really think I want to attack, because if I attack, then I get to bring it back next turn and I just die. So I'm going to try to do this and see what happens. They're most likely just going to attack me. If we go next, I think I have to put in the Spiritual Water Arts, because I think I have to try to prevent this deck from playing the game more than trying to like beat it outright with counter cards. Like, I'll keep in the Vanity Fiends, obviously, but I think in terms of this matchup, my side deck is really not well equipped for this. I mean, they would have to have a monster. Am I getting out of this though is the problem? No, I'm not getting out of this. All right. Oh, I didn't side these out. Okay. I guess I just knew inherently that like this card is needed in this matchup. Yeah, Miracle Fertilizer has been a problem. If we're keeping it all the way like honest right now, that card has been a freaking problem. Yeah, I just have to hope to open up Treeborn access. I do still like this card. Maybe -1 for a Dupe Frog, just so that I like have more consistent openings or whatnot. But if they get Amaryllis going, I really, really want that. Yeah, I mean, there isn't much to do. Like, this matchup is just like really, really hard for this deck that literally targets every single one of the cards in the main and side deck. Just targets. It doesn't side. This deck was not created with the idea that it would ever play against a Titanial deck, and I think that those decks are becoming slightly more relevant because of Gigavice's success. Okay, there's definitely lag. All right, we saw Treeborn access. We're seeing Treeborn access, rather. I think this is fine. because I don't know what his deck would do if they don't summon. All right, well, that's an annoying fucking summon. Get some dandy tokens, sure. I might torrential all of this. I think, yeah. Let's just. I'll just take 800. Things started getting a little crazy. They'll draw a card off a card trooper. That was an annoying draw. Yep. Okay. We have to go special. Yeah, we still have to, like, try to play the game. Come on. Yeah, that doesn't matter, actually. I was going to say I misplayed there, but it actually does not matter. Okay. Battle phase, attack. Okay. And yep, we just have, let me just type in the word frog. Yep, so we just have this. So a little fragile. Yep, hidden armory. So they're going to be able to go Market a Rose, steal my dupe frog, I assume. Oh, okay. Don't have another fucking DD Crow, bro. Okay. So this is one of those games where I wish I drew Vanity's Fiend, because Vanity's Fiend would absolutely fucking cook here. We're going to get this in defense. And we're basically going to pass. We do have, I think, what, triple Vanity's Fiend? And the 1800 guys that can all pressure him while he has an open field, but unfortunately we did not draw any, so we're just waiting. We're just sitting ducks. Vanity's Fiend will cook, though. They search DDR, so Vanity's Fiend would absolutely cook. God damn it. I might have to force them to play. And I can do that by Kaiasing my Unifrog, which I'm going to do. I'm not even kidding. I think we're in a spot where I'm just not waiting. Yeah, this is going to force them to play the game. Because we can't wait. I'd rather just lose than let them craft a perfect hand to, like, destroy me. And our deck is not giving us one of our 3 Vanity's Fiends. We have, like, 23 cards left. Yep. Okay, so we get a Swap Frog to our hand. Yeah, I definitely want a Dark Dust Spirit in a side deck. Or a Lightning Vortex, or both. For sure. Oh my god, I'm never gonna fucking draw Vanity's Fiend. They're giving me every other tribute summon in my deck. I don't think there's anything else to send, so this is just a simple attack. And honestly, because we dealt that 24 earlier, this damage is relevant now. Like, I am not mad that we're dealing 1,000 when they're at 45. Yep. I wonder if they realize the impending doom of a Vanity's Fiend. I mean, they have a Necrogarter now, so they're not, it's not like, oh, Vanity's Fiend will kill them, but I don't even know if it's in their head that it could happen. This has to be an attack moment. Oh my god, you really need Lightning Vortex or DDS for this matchup. Yeah. I could attack this and it'll fill up his field, which I really like. I could also Soul Exchange Ryza. Soul Exchange this, it gets rid of this. Ryza this, it gets rid of that. And then they just have 2 tokens. That seems, well, they have a lot of tokens. Actually, they have 4 tokens, but yeah, I think that's actually not bad. So main phase, Soul X this. This one was brought up by Miracle Fertilizer. This will go away. Ryza this. So they'll be drawing a Dandelion. Yeah. All right. Yep. And I don't think they would be playing Heavy Storm, so I think we can set this too. They're drawing a Dandelion, right? Yeah, return Dandelion to top of deck. Okay, they contribute something for Titanial here. I do have Mirror Force. See, Hero Frogs doesn't struggle in this matchup as much because of Absolute Zero, because Absolute Zero is a walking Dark Dust Spirit slash Lightning Vortex. But in this particular deck, we don't have any way to really deal with this nonsense that's happening to us right now. DDR again. Do we put the armed Sea Hunter out there and let him know what's up, or do we just... Also, where's Market of Rose? Like, they haven't gotten Market of Rose yet at any point. I think we're gonna do this. Yeah, let's just beat over 2 tokens. I don't even want to bounce. Yep. Sure. So they tribute summon to do that. I think we just Mirror Force this. Yeah, I'll just take 800. It's fine. I have an opening now. So right now they can't DDR because they don't have anything banished. Yep. Oh my god, what a fucking draw. Main 1. So I could spin that to the top. If I summon RMC Hunter here, they have Gardna, so I could drop them to 100 life points. I could drop them to 100 no matter what, because if I Rise it or if I RMC Hunter it, it's all the same. The question is, what could their hand possibly be? Like, I am so confused on what their hand could even be right here. I almost want to say I should do RMC Hunter because right now I have Swap Frog on the field, and if I tribute the Swap Frog, RMC Hunter won't really have an effect going forward because, well, they're going to at some point use DDR, right? That's just the reality of the situation. So maybe it is better to Ryza now, make them draw this Amaryllis, and hopefully they don't have a dead trade-in in their hand. Because that's what I'm wondering, if I'm about to make trade-in live for my opponent. That's like my actual concern. Like if I'm just concerned if I'm going to make trade-in live. I don't know, chat. This is hard. This is genuinely hard. I want to attack this Amaryllis. I really do. Yeah. All right. I'm committing to this. I'm committing to it. All right, garden is gone. Do I need this swap frog? Because what are they likely going to do next turn? I don't know. I'm just going to pass. See what happens. I've done all I could do. You can't play around everything. You can't know everything. Okay. This is fine. A Vanity Speed would have been so good. Oh my god. Don't they have DDR? Target Ryza. I think. This was such a huge gamble. Sure, take 300. They haven't normal summoned yet. My fear was, so I made a calculated gamble. I was afraid that they were going to tribute for Titanium, but I said I just have to have faith that they're going to go into battle phase with my Ryza, and I'm going to MST the Mark of the Rose. And we ended up winning because of that calculated gamble. Also, they left without saying GG, so I'm absolutely... Okay, their name is Bro Lob. Alright, so first we're going to watch the replay. That guy was absolutely insufferable. Yep, so they open up broken. Substitute. I forgot that they did that really bad Brionic play game one. It just occurred to me that that's what happened. This was so bad. At least if they went Goyo, like I get a dupe effect, they can steal my dupe frog. And then on the following turn, if I draw Econ, because I'm gonna shuffle my deck, so it's not guaranteed that I'm gonna draw Econ anymore, but let's say I do draw Econ, I can like bring back, you know, Treeborn, Goyo, take my dupe frog back and get another search. Transmigration Prophecy was so fucking bad. That's gonna be the first card I cut from the side deck. It's gonna be like the very first thing I take out. This got so out of hand. They're like foolish, do this, then they're like end phase, some Amaryllis. It's like, okay, you have got to relax. The fact that at some point I fucking Caius myself is so insane. Walk him down. So I don't think they realized like this guy's effect to protect himself, because if they did, they would have crashed a Necro Gardener into Swap Frog first, take 400 and then have a Garden in the grave, and then they would attack over this, or honestly the Swap Frog, because there's no reason to even attack this if we're being honest, right? Like attacking this doesn't do anything because I'm going to use the Swap Frog to trade. So you might as well attack the Swap Frog and deal max damage, have a Garden in the graveyard, and on the end phase you have an Amaryllis that you can activate because the one that I negated is banished. And that would be like the best play, I think. I could then, let's see if I was going to draw. So, well, I'm probably out that game now. Yep. All right. Well, I don't know what I was going to draw, but I already have these cards and I have Treeborn Frog coming back. So I could rise to them again, and they're in a really bad spot, obviously, because they're drawing one of like Cyber Dragon, or if they decide to like main phase 2 set this because they didn't normal summon this turn, or if they Miracle Fertilizer to bring back Dandelion, like whatever they do, it's going to be bad. The main thing about this game is that they never saw Titanial, and I think that that is ultimately what helped, because I never saw Vanity Fiend, they never saw Titanial. All's fair, we both played 3. But yeah, this is episode 1, Frog School. Let me know what you guys think about this new series. I will be covering this deck again, and I think in the next episode I do want to do some adjustments to it, so we'll kind of start with that. And yeah, we're going to do a couple episodes with just like basic Frog Monarchs, because I want you guys to understand like what is happening when I'm playing and why I'm doing certain things, which is why I'm trying to like explain myself more than I usually do. And I don't have any co-hosts or guests or anything like that in these episodes, because honestly, it makes it very hard to duel when I am talking to someone else or answering their questions, or they're just ranting in my ear. So this is way more just like me by myself, my own thoughts, what I actually think during gameplay. But all right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.